guys, and welcome to Zach's Credit Card Guide. Today we're going to talk about kind of an obscure hotel rewards card that really isn't on anyone's radar. Now this is from US Bank. It is the Radisson Rewards business card. So the first thing we're going to talk about is a couple of the fees. Now the annual fee is $60. Currently that is not waived in the first year. It does have a foreign transaction fee, so not the best when you're traveling outside the US. Now this is kind of unique. It's 2% if you make the charge in US dollars, 3% if it's in the local currency. So a lot of times when you use your card abroad, the point of sale system will recognize that it's a US based card and you'll be asked if you'd like to use US dollars or the local currency. And if you're approved for the card, it appears that the minimum credit line is around $500. And something to know about US Bank is that they do not routinely report business accounts to the personal credit bureaus. So that is useful if you're trying to manage your 524 status with Chase and just trying to keep your credit report a little bit cleaner. That's nice to know that this will not show up on your personal report. Now the current bonus is actually really cool. So it's 85,000 Radisson points. After your spend, you'll be at about 98,000. Now here's the really cool part. You get 50,000 Radisson points just by making your first purchase. That is awesome, and there are no real mainstream cards that I can think of right now that have a sign-up bonus like that. You can get an additional 35,000 points by spending 2,500 in 90 days, which is more in line with what we see usually. So together, if you do that, you'll be at about 98,000 when you account for the spending. Now the spending categories are really simple and really cool. So you get 10 times at Radisson properties and 5 times on everything. Every single purchase you get 5 Radisson points per dollar, and then 10 per dollar at Radisson property. So that's very simple, very easy to keep track of. Now most valuations have Radisson points at a little less than half a cent each, so not the most valuable points out there. Now here's the current category chart showing you how many points you need for different properties with Radisson. Now it goes from category 1 to 7, and you can see what you need for a standard room and a premium room. So just by looking at this chart, if you pick just a standard room at their most basic property like a Country Inn and Suites or something like that, that's only going to cost you about 9,000 points. So if you use the whole sign-up bonus that way, you could get up to 9 nights if you used it that way. Now Radisson is also kind of cool. Kind of like Marriott, they offer an option to split your redemption between points and cash. Me personally, depending on the property and what I'm trying to do, I really like this option because I'm going to travel anyway most of the time. If I'm going to a destination, I would have gone there anyway, even if I wasn't into points and miles and things like that. So if I can use points to basically just get a discount for what I was going to pay for anyway, I consider that a win. Of course, if you just want to use all of your points and do a free redemption, that's totally cool too, and I do that in some cases. You just kind of have to look at it case by case and what you're trying to do and what your strategy is, but I like that the option is there. For instance, if you want to stay at a Category 7 property and you don't want to use 100,000 points all at once, maybe use 20,000 and then pay cash, and now you're kind of paying a mid-range property in cash, but you're using your points to upgrade you into some nicer property is kind of how I look at it. Now this card has some really cool benefits. Now every year on renewal, you'll get 40,000 points dropped into your Radisson account. Now why this is cool is because a lot of other hotel cards will just provide you a free night up to so many points. This is 40,000 points. So like we talked about earlier, it's up to you how you want to use those. So you could potentially get a couple free nights, again, depending on how you want to use those. So just that it's points rather than a single free night, I think is really valuable. Now, if we use the about half a cent valuation, you're looking at around $160 in total value there from those points, which more than outweighs the annual fee. You also get Radisson Gold status, which we'll talk about in a second, and you get 15 qualifier nights towards platinum status. Now those are not free nights, those are simply the nights that you need to stay to get the next tier in status. You're getting 15 qualifier nights towards that. Now talking about the statuses with the Radisson program, you're getting gold, which is their second highest tier that they have. And you can look at all these, you can pause this and read it for yourself and compare what you get, but not a lot of hotel cards start you up that high in their status. You know, even the Marriott cards, a lot of them will only give you their silver. There is the Hilton Aspire, which gives you diamond, which is Hilton's top, but that comes with a $450 annual fee. This is a $60 annual fee, and you're getting the second from the top status. And just a couple of the perks that really stand out to me are early check-in, late checkout, complimentary room upgrades, a pretty substantial discount on on-site restaurants. So some really cool benefits that come with this card. Now, what is kind of interesting about Radisson points, now they're not necessarily the most valuable, but they are one of the most versatile. So if you look at this right here, this is from Radisson's website, and we see a lot of the options that you'd otherwise see with like Chase UR or Amex MR points, and that you have a lot of options in which to use them. You'll have to play around with the website if this is a card that you're interested in and look at these options. You can sign up for a free Radisson Rewards account and go in here and click around. But you can even exchange your Radisson points for airline miles, gift cards, whatever you want to do with them. Now again, you're not going to get a whole bunch, but the option is there. And if you look at that 5 times qualifier, you know, you can do the math on your own and see if that's something you want to do. So who should get this card? Well, I picked this up myself. I'm working on the minimum spend right now. And the people who should get this are business owners. Now, you don't need to have a brick and mortar, you know, typical what a lot of people think of when they hear the word business. You don't need to have that. You basically just need to be doing something on the side or working for yourself where you're making money. And that can even be getting stuff from a garage sale, repainting it and selling it on Etsy or Craigslist or Facebook Marketplace. That counts as a business as far as the credit card companies are concerned. They don't really care as long as you pay the bill. The big thing to know with business cards is, one, they don't really carry a lot of the same protections as personal cards, so that's just something to keep in mind. They can change the interest rate on you and do a lot of different stuff. But basically think about business cards as business themed. So you have like hotel cards, you have airline cards, and you have business cards. And a lot of time business cards will have multipliers for business things. For instance, the Chase Ink Cash has multipliers at Staples because people who have businesses may shop there a lot. So when you hear a business card, basically just think of it as business themed is really all it is. And a lot of people, Uber drivers, things like that, you can sign up as a sole proprietor. It's not a big deal. You don't need to pretend to have a high sales number or anything like that. They really don't care that much. Don't lie. You know, if you have to have something going on, but it's really easy to meet that qualification. And then second, you have to like the Radisson brand. So they have a lot of cool properties. I like Radisson Blue, but even Country Inn and Suites, they're all over the place. If you're on a road trip or something and you just need somewhere to stay, Radisson is a great chain. So just something to keep in mind is that Radisson is not a transfer partner from any of the major banks. So whether you're running a Chase or Amex or Citi system, you're not going to be able to transfer points from them into Radisson like you can Hilton and Hyatt and all the rest of them. So once those points from the bonus are spent, you're either going to have to put some spending on the card to get more Radisson points or just wait till your next year when you get that $40,000 dumped into your account. So in conclusion, this is a great card. I think it's a keeper card. It's worth hanging on to long term. That's what I plan to do. Just with the Radisson Gold status, you get 40,000 points every year that you can use however you like. I think it's a great card to use long term. It's a low annual fee, $60. And like I said, those points more than outweigh that. And you're getting Radisson's Gold status, their second highest status, included. So to me, that's a no-brainer. I think this is an excellent keeper card. So that's all I've got for you this time, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video and learned something. Leave me a note down in the comments. What do you think about this card? Have you ever heard of it before? Like I said, to me, I kind of stumbled across this one. No, it's not really on anyone's radar, and I thought it was a really cool card, so let me know what you think down in the comments. If you have any other questions, leave them down below. I try to get to every single one. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.